So the left hand one now, E before, your right hand one is the after. So we look at the changes that we're making, then discuss obviously what we talked about in the lesson in terms of, sort of the drills, the rehearsals, and how we can improve even as things as the practice swing. Okay, so setup wise, I love the routine they're going through now with the sort of feet together, club grip, and then all those kind of things. But if we watch this as a practice swing, if we sort of plot where your hands are going from there now, they're going quite quickly up there on the way back. It's quite an aggressive lift up. You can see the elbow there on the right hand side lifting up. As you swing through, head stays down, and it kind of encourages a bit of a scoopy flick, and then like a bit of a look left to see what's going on, but the head's not really coming through the torso, it's not really moving, so you're encouraging that move. However, this one here now, as you went back, hands is a lot lower, so it's below your hips now with the hands as you swing through. That movement there now is more the swing we're looking to try and make. Yeah? Much shallower with the arms, so your arms are sort of swinging this way, not up there. Yeah, so not getting that sort of picky uppy with the elbow as you were discussing there. Okay, so you swing through, so that is kind of then a rehearsal of the swing we're trying to make, and that movement there now is a much better move, both in terms of your right leg, right knee, right hip, right arm and shoulder, compared to sort of like tucked up finish position. Okay, so you then get the golf ball here now. Set yourself up, come back to the golf ball here now, doing the practice there, lovely, and now we set the golf ball. Okay, one thing, if I was being hypercritical, okay, you do your practice swings, your left foot doesn't actually move away from the golf ball, so you're doing your practice swings at the side of the golf ball, okay, striking the ground as you're in the inside. Then when you go to step the golf ball, you don't stand near the golf ball, your left foot kind of stays there, you just move the club further away. So you're practicing swinging it all tucked into your body to miss the ball, and then just going, oh, the ball's over there. Okay, so try again. If we just make it as if the tee peg, for example, was the golf ball on the mat there to the right hand side, you do a practice swing to the same side on the left hand side, make it a full move, and then you shuffle in. Okay, so you're actually making the move rather than sort of stand to the ball and go, okay, I'll pull my arms in here. And it's these sort of little details that we want to try and get better at, because the better we do these in terms of the practice swing, like I said, if you did 3 really good movements where the head, the torso, the arms and body are moving through, okay, 3 good practice swings to 1 bad real swing, that's still 3 to 1. Okay, over a game of golf, over a month or whatever, exactly, you're starting to build up the change. Okay, so if we look at the left hand side here now, the swing as you go back, okay, you can see the elbow now pulling away quite quickly, hands are very, very close to the body. You look at the swing here now on the right hand side, how much further your hands away from the body. I'm not saying keep your left arm straight, I never said that at all, lock it, but that is maintaining a lot more width here rather than in there. So the club now has moved away a lot wider, so we're wider and shallower rather than this way. Okay, then as we swing through the golf ball here now, left arm's already bending, it all looks very, very, very close there to the golf ball as you swing through. This one here now, left arm is straighter here, it does bend a little bit after here, but as we swing through there's a little bit more width now. The left arm and the right have bend a little bit, but as we go through, look at that finish position compared to that finish position. That one there's a much more free flowing. We look at that right foot there, you look at that, so look at that, go the other way. Oh God, that's a golf swing. Okay. Now, through impact is going to take a little bit more practice, because that's still going to be done on instinct. You're doing it at 70, 80 mile an hour. It happens. Okay. Hence why I said the practice swings, some of those drills we said at home. So if you're at home there, again, you can use sort of like a chest. Get a welcome mat there, sort of on the ground. So when you set up to the golf ball like so, there's your golf club here. Simply move the club to the side there and then drag the club through to the side, okay? And when you did that, your hands obviously have to go with it to keep the club vertical. If your hands stay back here, they get a bit scoopy. And as you said, you were trying to hold the club face and hit the ball with the face in a certain position, which was wrong. We want the back of the club to be coming, it's a bit more of a downward, exactly. More of a downward strike to the goal, so we're going this way, and that then with the loft of the club sends it up in the air. What you were trying to do was lift it up in the air by lifting the elbow, lifting all these different bits and pieces, okay? So the better the movement with the torso, the better the movement with the head, the chest and everything else, the better this arm's going to work. Okay, now that left arm's done that for a long while. If the head is staying down, it will have to do that. And as I said, your left elbow is a symptom of a fault that is the chest and the torso. If you try and keep your head down, the left arm's going to bend no matter what you do. So you'll then get that sensation, I'm trying really hard to do something that you physically can't do. It'd be like saying to someone, say with the flu or hay fever or an allergy, stop sneezing. Well, you're going to sneeze, aren't you? Because you can't help it. That's what's happening. Okay, give me the right medicine, I'll stop doing it. Okay, at the moment we've got to get this working better, this turning better. So as much as we can in your practice swings, just get used to turning through. So you watch this one here now as you go through, you twist through, and then the head kind of comes. It's not as sort of smoother transition with that. That will come with practice because you just get better at doing that, okay?
Yeah.
But if we can practice this motion home there with the arms staying nice and low and nice and shallow, no lift, no hit, okay? It's much better, much more of a shallower sort of hitting area, okay?
Got you.
You practice that, practice the dragging drill, practice the sort of small swinging drill. Over time, that'll become more and more the thing. And like I said, I'll be 100% honest with you, okay? You'll never limit that left elbow being a little bit too high, okay? But if we can minimise it to some extent, you can then play to a handicap that's lower than what you've got now, okay? If the left elbow suddenly became perfect, we could get down to a really low handicap. But realistically, you want to play golf twice a week with your guys, enjoy yourself, get at least somewhere in the 30 points range and you're stable for scores, and feel happy with the game. Not think, okay, I'm going to change my swing to be a 6 handicapper and go out and play 6 days a week and hit thousands of balls. Not really going to be the realism we're going to come into, okay? But if we can do some practice at home, and I would literally say, okay, right, put the kettle on, 2 minutes, do it at home there, twice a day, 3 times a day for 2 or 3 minutes. You just stood around watching the kettle boil. I'll just get some movements there, just encourage that move. The more often you do that, little and often, it's doable because you're not going down the driving range for an hour or so, or down the gym, or down somewhere. It's just okay. Couple of minutes, just get the feeling of how this club.
Do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The
more
clock. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Get that pendulum working, so the pivot points coming from up here, not down there or in there.
Good.
Okay, makes sense.
Good.
Excellent. Good stuff.